The Dallas Morning News just published a new article on Friday, December 13 about Joni Lamb and Daystar. The piece is by Adrian Ashford, who covers faith and religion. The report is entitled Child Essay Allegations Divide Family Behind Daystar Television Network. Adrian says, the news interviewed multiple family members, reviewed statements by Daystar and Joni Lamb and their lawyers, spoke with counselors who say they met with family members, and examined police records and other personnel documents for this story. The reporter says he spoke with Jonathan in a series of interviews in the last 3 weeks. In the second paragraph, Adrian states, Jonathan Lamb says his young daughter was essayed by a male relative. The reporter did not name the child or the alleged perpetrator, but he contacted Pete. On November 29, the news called a phone number listed in public records for the family member accused of essay. A man picked up the phone but then hung up after learning a reporter from the news was calling. Jonathan and Suzy said the public records number matched the mobile phone number for the relative they are accusing of essay. Adrian talked to Pete's lawyer, Mark Daniel. In a December 2 phone interview, Mark was asked to comment on the allegation that his client had essayed a child. He said, the accusation borders on insanity. It's truly sad that someone would say the things that have been said. He has submitted himself to a clinical polygraph examination on those points, and has been shown to be truthful in his denial. But Mark declined to share more information on the exam he said his client took. Adrian also reached out to Joni's new husband Doug Weiss, but when reached by the news, Weiss declined to comment. The report has comments by the family counselor, Debbie Leonhardt, who has worked with children for 20 years. Debbie described her conversation with the little girl. She was more totally shut down than any child I've ever tried to interview or talk with. She was kind of huddled, with her arms crossed across her body. The way she was behaving as a 5-year-old looked to me a lot like kids her age who I knew had been threatened. I was so concerned and said to her parents, I do believe something's happened. Suzy struggled with the trauma against her daughter. Adrian wrote, in the following months, she grew depressed, barely left her house, and experienced frequent panic attacks. Her daughter also struggled with the trauma. They met several counselors in the hopes of finding someone to help her. Adrian said, Jonathan and Suzy said their daughter has been resistant to therapy, and is still unable to talk about the trauma.